Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Poetry and Police. As you know, my name is Evan Blake, ex-detective corporal of police, stationed in the Huntsville police station for most of my life. And there was a story that was told by ex-detective Christopher Porter on his channel Young Police. And particularly this story is in relation to the late Constable Errol Thompson, aka Gyata, who was shot and killed by other members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force a couple of years ago whilst he was on duty. And of course, I was one of the persons there. Almost lost my life too. Up till today, I cannot understand why I was not killed in the whole ordeal. But before I get into the story, since we are talking about fallen soldiers, Errol Thompson, aka Ghatta, was one of the fallen soldiers. He is a fallen soldier of this topic. But I just want to reach out to another fallen soldier, a constable by the name of Dalkeith Ergas. This constable was also shot and killed by another member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force in some kind of accidental shooting down by close by Kingston Public Hospital in I think it was 2002 where he lost his life. So, big up to Dalkeith Ergas and his families and friends that he died and left behind. And people might be asking the question from time again, why does police always tend to shoot each other in shootouts? And we are supposed to be trained people, but sometimes I'm not saying it's some as a result of some unscrupulous reasons, but there can be that case to that police actually go out on duties and try to kill other police officers because it is in the organization. It has been there for years, and it's not going to go anywhere because it's not all of us that are working on the same accord. That is, all of us wants to do the right thing. Some of us are very corrupt. So from time to time, the corrupt police officers will shoot the good ones and call it an accident. I myself was shot and injured in 2007 by another police officer. That injury rendered me, incapable of doing my duties anymore in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I was passed out unfit. But now let's go back to the topic at hand. Like Christopher Porter said, the late Errol Thompson, aka Gyata, best friend to me. We used to work on the same team. I met Gyata in 1998 when I was transferred to the Huntsville police station. And I was stationed at Seaview Gardens, and shortly after that, he was also transferred to the Seaview Gardens police station, but he was in the CIB and I was a uniformed police, a young cop. And I remember he was there and we clicked and we started working on a day-to-day basis, going on the street every day. And I can remember clearly we had a whole lot of shootings. Every day we go out, we would be involved in shootouts. And the inspector at the time at Seaview Gardens was Inspector Howell, the late Inspector Howell. And Inspector Howell called Huntsby and told Miss Lola Evans, who was superintendent at the time, to separate me and Gyata because we were firing all the shots that the station had. So Gyata was sent back to Huntsby CIB while I remained at the Seaview Gardens police station. But I followed shortly where Inspector O'Connor called me one day and told me to come to the CIB at Huntsby shortly afterwards because I get to understand that Gyata had put in some words for me to come and join him at Huntsby. So I went to Huntsby to work with Gyata and we started working and we were a good team. We were not on the same team at first, but what we used to do, as soon as we finish working and all the shifts are done, me and him, we used to take Bobby Red's and Essence bicycle that they used to do their bicycle patrol in the 3 Mile area, and me and Gyata and I would just run the road. Just hit the Payne Avenue area and the surrounding areas of Huntsville police station and recover guns. And we were always in shootouts like almost every day. He was a very brave soldier, a very dedicated policeman to his job. Errol Thompson, my best friend, a good friend of mine. We used to work together like that until it reached a point where we were placed on the same team with woman detective sergeant Gift Drummond. And let me tell you something. That team was one of the best teams, but we had problems. Not, I would say problems on the teams because Miss Drummond could not handle me and Errol Thompson, me and Ghatta. She just couldn't handle it. She always say every day like, I don't know why they put the two little boys on my team because as soon as the car stop, all I hear is gunshots and they're gone. I can't control them. She always say that. But we got the work done because Ghatta was a very dedicated policeman and I was the same. So we got the work done. Miss Drummond had no problem in that area. So let us go to the night when Ghatta died. So because Christopher Porter asked me to come forward. I wanted to come forward some time ago and tell my story, but it's a very painful story that no one wants to tell because of the whole thing that happened that night. And it's a night that has been living in my memories from that time until now. I can't forget that night. I will never forget that night. I mean, it broke me that night in a certain sense. When you see somebody dies in front of you or in your arms and you're filled with his blood, and that this man is your friend or your partner. We went out together and one of us did not come in. So it was not a good night for me, and I'm talking about it now, and it's just not a good vibes, the way he came to his death and, to lose a friend. So the night in question, we were at Huntsville police station as usual and doing our regular patrols and regular office duties. When I think it was about 10 p.m. thereabout, we received a call that there was some shooting going on in the Brownsland area of Oakland Road area right there. So we went in the area. But when we went in the area, we some guys run and there was some shots were fired and stuff like that. But we got some information that people were at the Kingston Public Hospital with gunshots from the said area. So we went to Kingston Public Hospital. Me, Errol, and this Detective Sergeant Drummond. So we went there and we saw some people who had got shot and they told us where they got shot and what happened. So we went back to the area and we canvassed the area, we searched the area, we worked the crime scene, we found spent shell, shotgun casings and etc. And we went back to the Huntsville police station and Miss Drummond started the investigation. While we were there, I think it's about, like I said, about 10:30 thereabout. Errol went to the bar room because he said he was tired. And before I even get to this, me and him, before we started working in that, when we just started, we would always go by Walton Park Road to see Ronnie because I would never forget Ronnie because Ronnie and Errol was so good friends, And we went to see Ronnie and that night before he died and we spoke to Ronnie and we spent a little time with Ronnie and then we went back to Huntsville. Just an interjection, And so back to the part where Gyata went to the bar room to hold a five as what he said he was going to do. So he said to me, Blake, whenever you guys are going on the road, just wake me up. All right? Wake me up. I'm tired, but I'm going to sleep. But once you're going on the road, wake me up because I don't want you to go on the road with Miss Drummer and next thing shot start fire and you're there on your own. So, me and you. So we are a team, so make sure you wake me. Please wake me, Blake. That's what he said to me. So later on in the night, we had another call in the same area of Brownsland that shots were fired again. And people were shot. So I didn't want to wake him. I was going to, avoid him. But Miss Drummond said to me, where's Gyata? So I said, he's in the back room sleeping. So Miss Drummond said, I'll go and wake him. So I said, okay, ma'am. He's a detective sergeant. So I went and I woke Gyata I can remember he came down and smiled and said, boy, I can't do without Gyata, eh? That's what he said to me. So we jumped in the car and we drove towards the area of Brownsland that the so-called shots were firing. And we had called for some backup. So I remember Sergeant Mitchell, who was the SS patrol supervisor driving a marked police jeep, accompanied us. Darshan Thomas, he was driving a marked patrol vehicle with two soldiers. I can remember that clearly. And there was another unit, I think Juicy. Kirk Isaac was also in the vehicle with Dash, and I'm not sure, but I know Kirk Isaac was also there. So we went into Brownsland. And Brownsland is a lane that, it starts from the top and runs parallel to Oakland Road. And Bagger, that is Sergeant Mitchell, had parked the Mark Pahira Jeep at the top of the lane, at top of the dirt lane heading into the Brownsland area. So we were below the Jeep. So we went in the area of the said house that we went to before and picked up spent shells and whatever. And I think we saw more spent shells or something at the sort. But we were there and for a little while, there was no shooting going on. So we decided that we were going to leave the area. But so upon leaving the area, I overheard Sergeant Mitchell, the SS patrol supervisor, on the radio communicating with Olympic Gardens Patrol 1, the Olympic Garden unit, and which had Sergeant Clark and Constable Daly in the unit. And I can clearly remember that Sergeant Mitchell told them that, listen, we are coming out of the area. I heard the transmission that Sergeant Mitchell said to Clark, we are leaving the area. So we were leaving the area and we were walking towards the Mark Pahira Jeep. So there was a wall to our left, but we were in the open. And there was another entrance towards a new scheme that was being built over by Oaklands. There was an entrance behind the police jeep to the right of the jeep. So while we were walking towards the police jeep, Errol Ghatta shouted, see the boy them there. And he spun to the right. And by the time he spun to the right, gunshots started to fire. I mean, not from him, because he did not fire a shot. Because when he spun around, shots started to fire from the right. I could see trust me, when it's nighttime in a shootout, you see all the bullets. I'm telling you. And there was nothing but ends of gunshot coming from the right side. I know it was two fire because you could see the bullets. And we were in the open, me and Gyata. So what I did, I threw myself to the ground like I jumped to the left backwards. And Gyata did the same. Well, at least I thought he did the same. So when he jumped, I started firing shots in the direction where the bullets were coming from. And while I was firing shots, just let me tell you something, man. All of that heat of the gunshot that were flying past me, I could feel all of that. Trust me. All of that heat, when the bullets was hitting the wall to my right above my head. May I tell you that? And the shots were firing and I was firing back and my gun jammed at that point too, My gun jammed. And I remember saying to myself, Jesus, I say you're going dead tonight? No, for real, people. I said to myself, because you never hear people say when you're going dead, the amount of things we think about in a little space of time. I thought to myself that, listen, yes, you're going dead tonight. This is it. Because you have no cover and gunshot a beat. Anyway, Errol probably saved my life because he started crying out, police, me get shot. Police, me get shot. Police, me get shot. He started crying out. So when he was crying out, then the gunshot ceased. When the gunshot ceased, and I was below him, so I went up to him, and he said to me, Blake, take my gun, my friend, me I go dead. Take my gun, my friend, me I dead. I'm not going to give you no English. I give you exactly words that Gyata used. He said, Blake, take my gun. I go dead. So I said to him, man, you're not dead, man. And Juicy, I can remember Isaac run up at the same time and started crying. I said, oh, you're not dead, man. And when I wanted to see, where he got shot. And people, let me tell you something. When I looked, I can remember clearly, as vivid as the night it happened. Because I can remember down to the everything Gyata had on that night. I tell you, I will never forget him clothing, everything, you know. And let me tell you something. When I opened his chest, the left side of his chest, there was a giant hole, man. Me I tell you, man. Right now, every time I talk this story, I feel it, Me I tell you now, it's a big hole in the bridge, big hole in right in the top of the man chest, And me I tell you, nothing but, blood just, just burping out of the hole, and you could hear all the bubbles, like, you hear the sound coming out of the man chest, And I'm saying to you, you're not dead, man, and Juicy start crying. We took him up, and we run with him in the bagger, in the Jeep when Sergeant Michelle had parked up in the lane, you know what I mean? I carry him up in the lane and put him in the vehicle, man, and hold him in my lap. Juicy beside me with him, and Sergeant Mitchell start drive, Sergeant Mitchell just drive me. I said, me I try work, hold him, me put some pressure to the wound and try to stop the bleeding, and he was there saying, Blake, me I dead, just all that him I say until he pass out. I swear him dead, I'm not gonna lie, I swear him dead. Right, so when we go down Walton Park Road, he was not moving. So I swear he died from that time, But me still I hold on to the wound, And I can remember when the Jeep was traveling towards KPH, when we reached like down by Denham Town, before you reach Kingston Public Hospital, there's a hump in the road right there, so. And when the Jeep went over the hump, car Bagger was driving fast, and the hump, throw us up in the Jeep. He woke up right there, so. And he looked around and he said, Blake, me a dead, And I said, no, man, you're not dead, man. Come, we soon reach the hospital, man. You're not dead. But he keeps saying me a dead, Blake. And we reached the hospital, took him out of the vehicle, and we run inside of the emergency with him. And the doctor, the director said, put him on this bed, we there, and they were trying to, just trying to help him. But he keep fighting off the doctors, like every time they try to cut his side or try to put a hose through him, keep tearing it off, and he keeps saying is, Blake, me a dead. Me a dead, tell him to leave me alone, Blake, me a dead. And the doctor start work on him, and I can remember the doctor said, I need help. Can you hold him down? I need people to hold him down, I don't remember who else was holding him down, but I remember I was holding him, and even the police were shot him. Bailey, who was his squaddy, was holding him down too. And there was other police, I think Juicy was holding him, I don't remember, but there was some other police holding him down on the bed so the doctors could do their job. And then I can remember they working on him, and he's still there fighting, but he couldn't move because we were holding his hands, you know what I mean? We were holding his hands and he couldn't move. So the doctors managed to put a tube inside of, to try to get out the internal bleeding. And they were working on him, but Regine, let me tell you something. He just keep on saying that, me a dead. Blake, tell him me a dead. Me a dead, Blake. And he said, Blake, call Michelle. Tell Michelle me love her, That ate me the most, and I said, Blake, tell Michelle me love her, The man, I tell you, man say, tell Michelle me love her, Blake. I did, Blake, until he had like a little strength in his voice, but then after that he was not saying nothing more. He was just moving, like he was saying me a dead, but it was very low, like he must say me a dead, But he was moving his body, trying to get out of the grip that we had holding him down. And every time he moved like that, until he stopped moving. And then he started to pinch my hand, the back of my hand with his two feet. He started just pinching my hand. And he was pinching my hand until he stopped pinching my hand. At that moment, I realized my friend dead. You see it? You know what I mean? Realize him dead, So, boy, I just run out of the hospital, emergency room, go outside, You know what I mean? And me run outside, go straight to Miss Drummond, and I say, him gone, You know what I mean? Everybody start crying down. Police from all about. I mean, the youth here real general, you know. Every police know him. The man is a hard worker. I said, you know, man just drop out so. You know, and then after like a few minutes later, some police came out and said that man is no longer with us, you know, and then even the soldiers, them a ball bridging and the man, him never know the man. That's why I said, I mean, I tell you something, you died. Feel it, man. Feel it, even to them I feel it, man. I don't even like remember about it sometimes. I like to remember him for who he was, you know what I mean? A good worker, always a smile. You never see Gyata and him not smile, Bridget. Always a smile and around some kind of joke. That is who he was. You know what I mean? Boy, dedicated to the work. He will go through fire to do the work for the people of Jamaica, that the police. Was my friend Bridget and my partner. We used to work. I mean, I tell you, man died. I feel it. When I lie, up to now, I still feel it. And after the shooting happened, the following morning, I was watching to see like what they're gonna say, who shot Ghatta, you know what I mean? Because after the shooting subsides and when he started crying out that him get shot, a Sergeant Clark and Constable Bailey, me walk out from where they were firing us, so they were firing gunshot at us. You know what I mean? And them first start fire. And I heard all kind of stories, yeah, we first start fire upon them and this and that, you know what I mean? But then again, listen, they were supposed to be uniformed police officers and they came in plain clothes. And nobody never charged because that in the first place, that a breach. A sergeant, a police, him supposed to be in a uniform. You're a uniform police and the constable are rolling you. You should be in a uniform. Worse, you got assist police for that shooting and you hear transmission say you're coming out of the area. Nothing now go on. Well, you better come for. Come shoot police. And this inspector, me tell you, this sergeant here, you know, man. After him shoot the man, you know. After him shot the police, kill the police, and almost kill me. You know what I mean? I can remember like a couple weeks afterwards, you know, I was in court in Halfway and this sergeant was there and saw me and talked about, Sir Blake, you feel good to be alive? People, can you believe that the man asked me? Sometimes I have to wonder, where I think? If I feel good to be alive. You know what I mean? That the man asked me, you know? Trust me. And Christopher Porter get mad. Christopher Porter get mad. I say, hey boy, you know what I mean? Chris had talked to him certain kind of way. And as a result of that, him go report the thing and him transfer him to control. Because Christopher Porter was so mad about it that Gyata was Christopher's friend too. Because all of us were good friends because we are worker. So I saw them kill off the youth and nobody was charged for it. You know what I mean? It go down as an accident. Just like how I got shot, it go down as an accident. Nobody not charged same way. You know what I mean? That is how it happens in the force. Sometimes police kill police and them play it off like a gunman too. That is how they do it. Because I was watching to see what they were going to do after Errol was shot. If them was say a gunman shot him or what. I know a police shot him. But to make things worse, the following morning after he was killed, I remember a cowboy looked upon me and said, boy, I should take them back to the scene of the shooting and show them where the incident happened. You know, and I went over there with Cowboy and I remember Constable Blackwood was there and thing. I went over there, bridging a big gun started on fire. When I look to the left, a man a chase a man a fire shot off for the man bridging coming towards us. So I shoot out again. Me and Blackwood. And I'm telling you, so Miss Drummond was so furious, like Miss Drummond said, Jesus, the little boy almost died last night and look, you want to bring him back out the road again to kill him off. And up till today, I believe that, you see what happened to Gyata and the whole incident and what happened afterwards, I feel, even now I feel that is why Miss Drummond finally just pull the plug and just leave the organization. I just feel that is why Miss Drummond left. Because nobody never feel good over the youth, the death. None of us, no police, not even civilians, never feel good when Gyata died. Because good youth, good police, real police, and to be gunned down by another member of the organization. If you look at it, enough good police get gunned down by police. You have to wonder what really are going. You know what I mean? So that's how Gyata come to him, that virgin. Big up Ronnie. Ronnie, me know you and Gyata a friend for life. Chris Porter, you and Gyata a friend for life. Claudia Green. Miss Murray. All of them people we used to work together, you know what I mean? All of them people. I remember when I got shot, I was in the hospital, Ross Roden. Grant would never leave my side. Ross Roden asked me if I was going to live, and I tell Roden, I don't think so. I don't think so, Ross. Roden start cry. Grant start cry, everybody. Because I swear I wasn't going to make it, you know what I mean? But, by the help of God, me make it still. I live for the road again. Even though I can't work anymore, I can't run anymore and stuff like that, but I live to see the thing. My friend Errol Thompson never lived to see the thing. My friend Dalkeith Ergas, amongst other police officers, never live out the thing when the next police shot them. You know what I mean? And still police not in charge for them thing there most of the time. It just got through just like that, go down as accidental shooting. But that is how Gyata came to his death, people. My part that me play, man died in my arms, bleed up all of me full of blood. You know what I mean? And for weeks, months too. My head set away, I never lie. Not even a day of counseling neither. Because them never see it fit. I don't know if them see it fit or what, but that never go on. Nobody never reach out really. You know what I mean? And we struggle through the thing, and we've been through the thing. And we are still here. We're not mad yet. And we still serve the organization with blood and tears, same way until me get shot up and mash up too. You know what I mean? By another police officer. So you see, I believe that anytime an ex-police shot a police, if you get charged, and like Christopher Porter, if a police shot me, I shoot him back, Trust me, If I can shoot him back, I am going to shoot him back. Because if you shot me, I'm going to shoot you back. I'm not lying. You know what I mean? But I couldn't get to shoot back who shoot me. Errol couldn't get to shoot back who shoot him either, because I'm drop out. So that's one of them things there. You understand? You know what I mean? People can ask a question when they want to ask, but we just hope that what I said to you now, it shed some light on how Gyata came to his death, whether his family are listening to this or his friends listening to this. But may I tell you, it was a dreadful time, the passing of Errol Thompson, aka Gyata. One of the best police on Hunts Bay. Ever jovial, ever nice, ever want the police work. Ever ready for serve. A double shift we used to work and get paid for single shift. When Gyata was at work. Because we not stop work. Because we love it. This German, anyway, you're there now, big up yourself. You were a good detective sergeant. In my heart, I just feel that is one of the reasons why you left the work, because the thing they too hard to deal with. You know what I mean? Christopher Porter, Young Police Channel, big up yourself. Thanks for start the thing. Thanks for putting out the story out there, you know what I mean? And you asked me to make my input visible or audible to the public, and, you know what I mean? Just hope what I have said now is enough, you know what I mean? But, well, it has to be enough, because that is what really happened, Man, gunned down by fellow police officers, and what happened to the sergeant after that? The man get promoted. Get promoted to kill police. That's what happened. So the organization set. Like some people probably rejoice over the youth death because he was doing some good work. But it is what it is. The work still have to go on. So that's it for now from me. So until next time, goodbye from Poetry and Police. Catch you on another thing, on another time, you know what I mean?